Trump is rewriting history. He really believes he can change a lie into the truth. And guess what? No one's stopping him. Not Republicans, the courts, or even the media.
And I said, this system is rigged.
So the latest from Pouty Fuckwinkle is he just pardoned his top-tier conspirators from the January 6th insurrection, which it was. It was an attack on our democracy. It was an insurrection. It was an attempted coup.
Well, let me give you my view of what happened January the 6th. And we're here. We saw what happened. It was a violent insurrection.
But everything you're about to hear is Trump trying to rewrite this truth again.
There was massive fraud.
Because he's mentally ill, he's a sociopath, he's a malignant narcissist who can never admit that he lost. 1,500 people who invaded the Capitol and sent 100 cops to the hospital were not just pardoned, but Trump calls them hostages.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages.
January 6th wasn't Antifa or Black Lives Matter or Nancy Pelosi not calling the National Guard. For the record, Trump had complete control of Capitol Hill security. Dozens of witnesses watched Trump view the event on a television while Capitol Police were attacked and the Capitol overrun. And Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, and Mark Meadows, these aren't just bystanders. They were traffic cops gaslighting a nation into believing the election was stolen. They were criminally complicit in a coordinated push to overturn Biden's win. Special counsel Jack Smith's 165-page brief exposed their fabricated stories, their coercing of state officials to toss out the results. They helped organize fake electors. They lied every way you can lie.
Never mind that there was no actual evidence of fraud. Night after night, Powell relentlessly targeted Dominion in press conferences and on right-wing news.
Dominion operators went in and injected votes and changed the whole system. They run a computer algorithm on it as needed to either flip votes, take votes out, or alter the votes to make a candidate win. It has been used all over the world to defy the will of people who wanted freedom. There is statistical evidence, there is all kinds of mathematical evidence, essentially forensic evidence. Dominion and its minions and other state officials everywhere are apparently out there trying to destroy everything they can get to before we can seize it. They had this all planned, Maria. It is one huge, huge criminal conspiracy.
But according to Powell, the conspiracy against Trump didn't just involve Dominion. No. It was an international syndicate of globalists, communists, corporations, and ghosts.
But here's why you know this is bullshit. 60 court cases found nothing. And even Bill Barr, his attorney general, said it was all bullshit.
Told the president in no uncertain terms that I did not see evidence of fraud. I saw absolutely zero basis for the allegations, but they were made in such a sensational way that they obviously were influencing a lot of people, members of the public, that there was this systemic corruption in the system and that their votes didn't count and that these machines controlled by somebody else were actually determining it, which was complete nonsense. And it was being laid out there. And I told them that it was crazy stuff and they were wasting their time on that. And it was doing a grave disservice to the country.
Even Trump's cybersecurity director, Chris Krebs, said the 2020 election was the most secure election ever until Trump fired him. And this has been Trump's goal from day one: rewrite history and fire anybody who's involved in the investigations. Trump has fired dozens of career prosecutors and law enforcement agents who are simply doing their job and prosecuting these cases. Then recently, 2 veteran DOJ prosecutors were suspended because they happened to refer to January 6th as a mob and a riot. And now Trump is pardoning people who aren't even facing charges where the pardons would be applicable.
All right, breaking this morning, President Trump rewarding the loyalty of some of his staunchest allies by pardoning them for their alleged efforts to overturn the legitimate results of the 2020 presidential election. The Justice Department's pardon attorney posted a long list of names overnight, which includes Trump lawyers Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell and the president's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows.
And when you read the pardon, it specifically says it's intended to make people think differently about January the 6th. So I don't think there's any way to ignore what's happening. Trump is attempting to paint his coup as Obama and Biden and Pelosi's coup. And he doesn't care what you or I think. He's playing to the Fox News crowd and his base of poorly educated red state evangelicals.
I love the poorly educated.
Simply put, Trump tried to steal the 2020 election and is preparing his crowd for his upcoming dictatorship. I'm not shitting you.
And they say, we don't need him. Freedom, freedom. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator.
Trump's conspiracy, along with his now pardoned co-conspirators, is meant to sway 75 million Americans into thinking that January the 6th was both a big nothing and also a stolen election. And Trump's goal is to absolutely convince supporters that he was cheated.
Because the only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged. Remember that.
And these latest pardons have a goal, and that is to erase the events surrounding the insurrection and turn the whole event into a nothing burger. And it's not just Trump. Listen to Kash Patel scream at Adam Schiff and accuse him of being part of these conspiracies.
She's transferred to a minimum security prison not suitable for a sex offender like herself. Who made that decision and why?
The Bureau of Prisons.
Do you want the American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No, I think the American people believe the truth. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th.
That dude's fucking crazy, but there's a lot more. I mean, in normal, sane times, pardoning people who commit crimes on video would be problematic, right? In normal times, the media would be all over this because, simply put, Trump is subverting the Justice Department. Well, Fox didn't even mention this story. MSNBC and CNN didn't lead with it, probably because Trump has fucked up so many things it's hard to cover them all. And it's not by accident. This is a plan.
And the media can only, because they're dumb and they're lazy, they can only focus on one thing at a time. All we have to do is flood the zone. Every day we hit them with three things. They'll bite on one and we'll get all of our stuff done. Bang, bang, bang. These guys will never be able to recover, but we got to start with muzzle velocity. So it's got to start, it's got to hammer, it's got to muzzle velocity.
Record-setting number of executive orders.
Everybody pardons. Violence, non-violence.
Including assaulting police officers.
Birthright citizenship.
We live in unprecedented times right now.
If you keep it moving from one thing to the next.
So far, so good.
Is this legal?
When everything is insane, you get numb, and the urgency becomes harder to grasp. It's like Lucy trying to keep up. I mean, right now, there's the shutdown, which is about millions losing their health care. 42 million will lose food via the SNAP elimination. ICE is invading cities and arresting citizens. Trump wants to begin nuclear tests. Trump is pardoning crypto. And of course, there's Jeffrey Epstein.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
I kept my underwear on.
They know how to get to me.
And of course, Trump attacks anyone he can destroy, either by calling them out, or if they work for the government, by firing them. But what's really happening is this. These pardons are intended to recruit more Ashley Babbitts to the cause.
Where is Kamala talking about ISIS like KKK? You got 40 people showing up and you want to do a headline with CNN talking about, oh, we got massive protests for Trump shutting the borders. And no, we do not.
Of course, Babbitt was shot and killed as she and others broke into the Capitol, calling for the deaths of Pelosi and Vice President Pence. Trump will use violent rhetoric and pardon those who commit acts of violence on his behalf.
Fuck these Democrats! Where's that?
And the message will be clear. If you commit crimes while interfering with elections, and maybe even violently so, Trump will have your back. Covering Trump as a journalist with your cool detachment, that might make your college professor smile, but that's exactly what Trump wants. He won't go away, and as his mental acuity disintegrates, he'll become even more violent.
We gotta fight like hell.
And while politicians and journalists talk about the peaceful transfer of power, remember this. Those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it.
Okay, we're gonna kill them.
Go fuck yourself.
Goddamn right.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
I kept my underwear on.
I'm very excited about that.
You're a nasty person. They know how to get to me.
Suck my fat one.
They had what?
Who you talking to?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
So this is the guy that peddles in garbage.
I'm Chip Franklin.